Afraid you might get wet?
Hey everyone, I'm Russ.
And I'm Jared.
And it's time for It's This Meets That Trailer Trash, where we watch a trailer of the movie where we'll break down the following week and kind of hope for the worst, I guess.
Wow, when you put it that way.
We're mixing things up though this time around. Well, I guess we've already done a rom-com before, right? We did one before.
I think we can loosely call Swiped a rom-com.
Yeah,
that was our closest. Yeah,
this fits square in the definition of rom-com for what we're doing. So we've definitely had worse ideas, but yeah. So Jared, what are we doing?
We're watching Little Italy, which, as the description here says, a young couple must navigate a blossoming romance amidst a war between their families' competing pizza restaurants.
If you just stopped at amidst a war between their families, it's just Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, and I would be pumped about that. I loved Leo DiCaprio's Romeo and Juliet. Top-notch movie.
I hated it. Saw it in the movie theater.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, man.
I forgot you're older.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move on.
All right, what do you got?
All right, so this trailer, as most rom-coms go, it pretty much shows you, I'm pretty sure, the entire movie in the trailer.
Yes, definitely.
I mean, rom-coms usually aren't that hard to figure out, but so immediately just kick off with some, cheesy music, whatever. And
I love the music. It reminds me of Akira Gad.
It was very upbeat, wasn't it? I forget.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's like elevator music, right? Kind of.
Yeah. Making coffee in the morning. No, it's not. It's like, this is a real song. And I recognized it as soon as I heard it. I know exactly what song this is, but I couldn't place it. I've heard it in every shopping mall that I've ever been in.
So the trailer kicks off. We are dropped right in London. We see London.
Yep.
Because we see it. And then we've got some British accents, of course. We got Jane Seymour. She pops up and she's some head chef, right? Or whatever, right? Cuts pretty quickly here.
Yeah, she owns a restaurant seemingly, or like, yeah.
Yeah, or she's like, I think teaching, like, it looks like a school of people, right? I think in the beginning, whatever.
Something like that, yeah.
And then we get, all right, Emma Roberts. She's the star here. She is a chef, or becoming a chef, right?
Sure.
And the whole setup is, in these first 2 seconds, is that she has to basically go home and get her visa updated because she's a student. Yes. Right. So Jane Seymour is running a school for chefs, whatever, like the CIA, Culinary Institute of America.
Yeah. Very good.
See what I did there?
Yeah, even though this is in London.
So it's, something else. And then, of course, that's when we get tossed back into her having to go home.
Right.
And so, okay, we're set up there.
You don't have to go home to get your visa updated. Usually, I feel like you usually just have to leave the country in a lot of cases. But
yeah,
and like sometimes if you do it right, I mean, I guess maybe this is like a spur of the moment thing, but if you do it right and you plan for this sort of thing, you don't have to. You can figure it out and stay there.
it's funny because we both wrote this note down. It was like that was my first thought. I was like, but does she really need to go home to update her visa? Right. She's already there. She's got a student visa, and she just had to update it to get a work visa. Like, right. Does she really need to go? I don't know.
Doesn't matter. Nothing matters.
Nothing matters.
I hate everything.
And then we get a quick cut to. We get a quick cut to from the director with classic brought you Miss Congeniality and How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. You've seen those, right?
So I've seen Miss Congeniality, and I had high hopes at this point because I was like, oh, Miss Congeniality was pretty good. Like, definitely problematic in some ways, but like, it was 2000,
different time.
Yeah, pre 9/11, anything goes.
Anything.
We live in a different world now, Russ.
Yes, we do. And How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. I've never seen that, but I think that was in the batch of Matthew McConaughey, Kate Hudson, where they released pretty much a rom-com for every year, I think, in that early 2000,
that sounds right.
Portion. Yeah, they're basically the same rom-com movie. They just kept doing it over and over again.
Yeah. I also have not seen How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days because it doesn't sound that good.
Long story short, this movie is not made for us.
No, I don't think so.
This is gonna be great.
Yep.
So then we get back. She gets home. We get a quick shot of the plane landing. And we get a voiceover. Her doing a voiceover, right?
Yeah. And my first thought was, wait, where is this? Like, we're going back to Little Italy. Where?
I thought that too. The only thing that gave it away was, and I put this down, I was like, because I saw the Air Canada plane when it was landing, and I was like, oh, they're in Canada. I was like, is there a Little Italy in Canada?
Ah, yes, Little Italy, Canada.
Canada. I was like, like, they don't really make it entirely clear where in Canada, they're going and which Little Italy, I guess. But
yeah, okay. I'm glad I didn't miss something. I mean, I did miss the Air Canada bit, but
that, I mean, it was like a split second shot. I just noticed because it was very Air Canada. So I don't know.
Right. And then we get the narration.
So we get the narration. She's narrating. I'm curious if this is going to happen throughout the entire movie.
I hope not.
Yeah, I hope not either. And then we get Hayden Christensen.
Right.
We're going to try our best to avoid all Star Wars references.
No, we're not.
No, we're not. We're definitely not. We're going to dive right in. So Anakin, he starts talking and he's on a bike.
Right.
We'll call it a speeder bike, if you will.
Sure.
And I think he's doing a voiceover too. I was kind of unclear. So I wasn't sure if they're my first thought was like, I think he's doing a voiceover as well. And I was like, oh, are they? Is this kind of a spoiler? Like they're like, you spoil the movie. Like,
this is How I Met Your Mother vibes. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. And I was like, I think you just spoiled the movie because now we know that they're talking and telling us the story. So they're together.
Well, wait, something has to happen.
like what? Who cares?
It's too early.
And then we get to the pizza place. So this obviously Little Italy pizza, right? So everything is around pizza. And then we get...
Well, so in the pizza place here, I love the guy's shirt that he's wearing. Yeah. So it says like Sal's Pizza, it's better. I was like, what kind of slogan is that? Like, this makes no sense.
I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Just like, yeah, it's better.
Better than what? Like, that's matter.
What I
don't understand.
Coffee, it's better. A plate of chips, it's better. Like,
yeah, and I'm also thinking, who is this knockoff Jimmy Fallon over here?
The guy, her father.
Yeah, her father. Yeah,
so that's Adam Ferrara. He's a comedian.
Is he? Well, he was not funny. Like he didn't. He was all he said was like he just like started shoving pizza in her face, right? Like
yeah, and there was like this weird. So Alyssa Milano is in this too, and she's her mom.
Apparently,
is a little. I can't get over that one. But then it was like this weird skinny shaming of Emma Roberts, where they're like, "You're skinny, eat some pizza." Jesus. Yeah. No wonder no one wants to go home to their family.
Exactly.
And then we learn about the feuding family situation.
Right. Well, thanks to the giant title screen there, two feuding families.
You could call it a family feud, if you will.
Got a regular Romeo and Juliet going on already.
All right. And then it kind of just cuts pretty quickly we get family, just pretty much every shot of the movie, I think, condensed in like a 5-second clip. My
takeaway here was every day in Little Italy is a party.
That's pretty much. Then we get like one taste of some humor we might get from this movie with one family. I call it spiked. The other family's oregano with the marijuana. I'm gonna guess.
Yeah, it seems that way. Well, we get Hayden Christensen saying, "Hey, well, that's not oregano.
It's not oregano."
In like a weird New York Italian kind of like.
Yeah, it's not it's not good. This seems like it's going to be this type of humor we're looking forward to. We get a cut.
We cut to Emma Roberts saying that's batshit insane, which I don't think is an expression either. Isn't it usually batshit crazy? Like,
I think so. I don't know. You can whatever.
I'm not going to nitpick.
Nah, yeah, you can mix it up a bit. So just a lot of cutting of like the family antics and what's going to happen there, right?
Yeah. Well, and then there's a real quick though.
Yeah.
When the antics are going on and the spiking of the pizza happens, there's like another guy that's like seemingly the victim of the spiking, and he's like, does he say, "I'll get you for this, Spruce"? Or, you Spruce?
I have no idea.
I watched it with Thais, and she said she thought it was Scrooge, and then we both started assuming it was a Christmas movie, but I thought like, so this is really important to the trailer. I'll get you for this, you Spruce or Scrooge.
We'll go with it.
Yeah, TBD, but
TBD.
Had to get that out there.
I'm glad we did. So this is a terrible pun. I'm sorry. So the table is set for, for sometimes they just happen. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I hate you.
We got the two feuding families. We got the love interests, and
Yep.
and then we cut. So after this back and forth a lot, they cut to another interstitial thing that says two forbidden loves.
Right.
Do you know what that meant?
No.
Okay. So that kind of threw me off because I was like, two forbidden loves. That means there's another forbidden love story.
I didn't even pick up on that. I assumed forbidden love was like what you call like your love of pizza. Oh, yes.
Yeah, no, I think my first thought was like, I was like, is there another love story in this, or is that how you? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, that makes more sense. Good noticing on that one.
Yeah. So.
Well, and that's when they start in with it's like cuts to the next part where the Emma Roberts is like, our families have been at war. I was like, how seriously is she taking this?
Yeah, like
what kind of war?
Yeah, it's like a little too much. And then pretty much just more cuts of everyday life in Little Italy in Canada. Yeah. So we get shots of Hayden there, Anakin working the bar, and the ladies, if you will.
Yep. And one of those girls does not look old enough to be holding that Peroni that she's holding.
No, she's definitely not. And I'm going to throw it out there. Hayden looks
awful.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just throw it out there.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
We're not out here to shame you for your appearance. Generally, I think that's not something we're in the business of doing.
No.
Right?
No, I don't think so.
I'm trying to think back now. Have we done that a lot?
Probably. From this point forward, though.
Yeah. After this.
After this,
yeah.
Then we're against that.
I don't know if it's like I think you're right. Like it's the bar lighting is just very poor or something. He looks horrendous.
Yeah. Yeah. He doesn't look like it. But hey, whatever,
Right.
And then there's this whole thing about soccer. So I guess they play soccer, or they played soccer or something, right?
Sure.
Ball in the bar, whatever. And then it cuts quickly to like they're out in the rain playing soccer. That's
European, I guess.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Shout out to Europe. We have like at least 2 listeners in Europe that we've seen in the analytics. So love you. Keep listening. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for all you've done.
I'm so sorry.
For everything. And then we get another joke.
Don't call it that.
Sentence. We get another sentence that is said.
Right.
So it's Emma Roberts with her 2 friends at the bar that Hayden Christensen's working at, and it's raining outside, and they're going to go play soccer. And Hayden Christensen says to her, "What, are you worried you're going to get wet?"
Yep. Afraid you might get wet.
You might get wet. And then the girl says,
"I am." Come on.
Yeah, like
low brow.
Oh my God.
I can see why this movie's rated R.
How is this movie rated R? So after that stupidness, we bounced back to, and this is where I pieced it together, by the way, the 2 forbidden loves.
Oh, smart. Yeah, I again did not notice that part.
Yeah, the grandparents. So
right.
The grandparents, and we have to have a conversation about this, I think, when we dig into the movie and we see it, but I just have some family tree issues with this whole scenario.
Yeah, I don't know who's related to what.
Yeah, we'll dive into it later. But
while we're here talking about the old people, not funny either. No one in this movie is funny.
No,
the jokes are awful.
Yes.
We cut to the assumed grandma here saying, "If you want it, you have to put a ring on it." And then the guy saying, Danny Aiello, what am I talking about? The guy saying, "Oh, is your Nona Beyonce?" She goes, "No, Bianca." Okay.
Oh my God.
Can't wait till I have to watch this again in the movie.
Yeah.
It's like screw you.
I'm gonna fast forward to this part when it comes up. There's no way. I'm going to this again.
But at the same time, calling it now, grandparents are definitely gonna be the best characters in this movie.
Yeah, I'd throw one into the half of that as well. And then it's always like more cuts of Emma Roberts. I was gonna say Emma Watson. Emma Robertson.
I wish.
Yeah, Hayden
she's a good actress at least.
Right. And of course, they're making pizzas, obviously.
Right. Well, and that's when we get the title card. It's a perfect recipe. Oh my! I hate this.
God, it's just a snowballing into terrible.
Yeah.
And then of course, how terrible if they hooked up because their families are feuding. Typical,
Right.
Shit.
And like my father would consider this the highest form of treason.
Yeah. When we get the quick cut of her waking up in his bed. Oh, did she? Didn't they? Did they?
It's my favorite. Reminds me of Arrested Development joke of like arguing about types of treason. It's just light treason. No, treason's treason.
Yeah, there's no ranking of treason. It's just you've done it.
So I started laughing because this trailer reminded me of Arrested Development, an actually funny thing.
So in that light, it's not a bad trailer then.
Yep. Like way too much talking about their parents when they're in bed. Like nothing else here is funny.
Yeah. And then we have another eye roll sex joke too, which I don't even know if I want to go to talk about it, but
no.
Let's just skip it. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it when we get to the full episode.
Yeah. I'm sure that made the final cut.
Oh my God.
Seems like this is the kind of movie where they don't cut anything.
No, because they're like, this is it, and it's a wrap. This is a paycheck movie.
Yeah.
And then like as most trailer, and then in the end, it's just like a bunch of quick cuts of the family and shit that's happening, and pretty much showing the entire movie. Sad face. You get sad face Hayden. You get mopey Emma, with this hardcore line of, "There's a reason why they call it Little Italy because nothing ever changes here."
Which.
What
does that mean?
Does that make any sense?
No.
Okay.
It's the most meaning. Like, is this a dig on Italy or something? Like,
yeah, like it's so confusing.
Nothing matters here. I don't like. Also, can someone please? Is Hayden Christensen that awful, or does he just never have anyone who's a good writer writing for him? Because like. He has another line where he says, "Everything's more special now that you're back." What a useless piece of dialogue.
We'll move on. And then we just get more cuts of shit that happens in the movie.
Yeah. Besides the fact that Andrea Martin is in this, getting a lot of Big Fat Greek Wedding vibes in general.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. Yep. I can see that. There's a pizza cook-off. There's a bunch of suggestive glances at each other.
That part I'm actually looking forward to.
The suggestive glance or the pizza cook-off?
The pizza cook-off. What do you think?
I don't know, man. I don't know what goes on up in that head of yours.
Yeah, I'm a pizza
guy. As am I. I love making pizza. And then Hayden and Emma doing things, and then you get some pretty cheesy wisdom from the grandparents, but I don't know. Yep. The grandfather delivers a great line. You can take the girl out of Little Italy, but you can't take the Little Italy out of the girl.
Yep.
Again,
meaningless. This is also where we get my guy Andrew Fung here, who I think I missed earlier in the bar or somewhere, from Kim's Convenience, which I love, and he's got that terrible line where he says, "Oh, you're like Romeo and Juliet."
And
perfect, good.
Yeah,
and then
Hayden, and Hayden
Romeo and Juliet died.
Yeah, they die at the end. Bad reference.
Yeah, this movie looks awful.
Yeah, and then that's pretty much the end of the trailer.
Yep.
I have no idea how this is rated R. I'm very much looking forward to why it's rated R.
Yeah, I'm assuming graphic sex, like full penetration, like
going all in. Yes. Jesus Christ! Sorry.
The only way this movie could be rated R,
because there's no hint of why it would be in the trailer.
No.
So
they did say shit in the trailer, but
yeah,
you can say shit on TV now. So
yeah, I mean it's PG-13. So
yeah.
So I mean that's it. So that's the trailer. That's what we're gonna be doing for next episode. So
Yeah.
I
So
don't know, is there any other thoughts you have about this trailer, or is that it?
no, I think that's probably it. I'm upset enough.
Yeah, so we're gonna put ourselves to this whole thing. So
yeah, if you're looking for a rom-com, watched it between now and next week.
check it out. It's on Amazon Prime. So
yeah,
big shout out to Amazon Prime.
Yeah, shout out to shout out to Bezos as always.
Jay Bezzy, as we call him here. What's his first name?
Who cares?
Jeff. Jeff. That's it. I was like, forgot his first name. I was like, is it Adam? No, it's not right.
No.
Jay Bezzy, as we call him around here at the studios of This Meets That.
I would watch a movie where Jeff Bezos has an evil twin named Adam.
Adam Bezos?
Yes. Who then like breaks into Jeff's house with bolt cutters, which I'm assuming is bound to happen one way or another.
That he bought from Amazon?
Yeah, I don't know. Someone has to rob Jeff Bezos.
So Jeff Bezos.
Are we at the Eat the Rich part of the podcast?
I think we've nailed it.
All right. So thanks for listening if you made it this far.
Yeah, you've done better than most.
Yeah, we'll be back next week. And in the meantime, you can follow us on Instagram at It's This Meets That, and we're ITMT Pod on Twitter.
And if you're feeling old-fashioned, you can just send us an email. I don't think anyone sent us an email yet, have they?
Not yet, no. My sister, Elizabeth, said that she was going to, and she said we have to have a read the fan mail segment. And I said, if you write us a note, we will.
We absolutely will. So, be the first.
Yeah.
No
pressure.
Grab a hold of your future, carpe diem, and be the first to send us an email at itsthismeetsthat@gmail.com. Yeah. And as always, you can find all our episodes at itsthismeetsthat.com. We have a bunch of stuff up there. It's good, Yeah,
it's the same as if you listen to the podcast in one of your podcast apps, but it gives us web traffic. So
yeah, there's no ads anywhere yet. So
right, you're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome. Early listeners, early adopters. You just wait. Once this thing blows up, ads everywhere. So be prepared.
Yeah. You're welcome and thank you.
Yes, you're welcome and thank you. Yes, thank you. I think we just ruined our own sign off.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, have a good one.